Masquera say Mure Zimbabwe, welcome to our channel. But no pain out in list kamatima na nyika edu ye Zimbabwe chingoti kana kariketanka kukapa neno channel. Please don't forget to subscribe. Kana chingwa gara uka subscribe, but don't forget to comment and share this video. Tena weta kuigira mzora nasi. Now yabudu tuna President Emmerson Mnangagwa wakabuda. Mashtara iwa wachiti. Now we constitutional amendment iyo yakaoni kwa ichi extend Zimbabwe's electoral cycle. They introduce a new method of electing future presidents. It was not his personal initiative, but it was the outcome of a collective evolution of the country's political system. But Max Abuda, the Madays, Waka sign the Constitutional Amendment Bill number 3 into law in Zimbabwe. Now we know about it, the Blawayo 24 Wachiti. President Emmerson Mnangagwa says the constitutional amendment that extends Zimbabwe's electoral cycle and introduces a new method of electing future presidents were not his personal initiative, but the outcome of what he described as a collective evolution of the country's political system. His remarks come days after the Constitution of Zimbabwe Amendment Act number 3 of 2026 was gazetted into law. The new legislation extends the electoral cycle from 5 years to 7 years, postponing the next general elections from 2028 to 2030. It also replaces direct presidential elections with a parliamentary system for the election of future presidents and expands the Senate from 80 to 90 members, including 10 members appointed by the president. Speaking during an interview with senior state media journalist at State House in Harare on Friday, Mnangagwa rejected suggestions that constitutional changes were driven by his personal interest or those of a faction within ZANU PF. At the end of the day, it wasn't an idea of an individual. It's the collective evolution of our political system, Mnangagwa said. You cannot attribute this to a particular individual or group of persons, but a collective evolution of political process. As things evolve, you decide what is good for your country at a particular time, and there is no time when individual views take the center stage and leave a country. The president said he believes major national decisions should be made collectively rather than by individuals. Generally, I believe that whatever we do, it must be a collective decision. I carry my cabinet and the country on whatever decision we make. I don't believe in individual persuasion or individual systems where the needs or wishes of an individual take the day. No, I believe that whatever we do, it must be a collective decision so that whenever that decision is being challenged, it's not only you who stands up to defend, but the entire system of government defends what we decide. Constitutional Amendment number 3 has attracted significant public debate since it was signed into law, with critics arguing that some of its provisions required approval through a national referendum. Several organizations and legal practitioners have indicated that they are preparing constitutional challenges against the legislation. The government, however, maintains that the amendments are intended to strengthen governance and improve the functioning of state institutions. During the interview, Mnangagwa also expressed satisfaction with the country's development trajectory and praised Zimbabweans for their commitment to national progress. To be honest, I feel that I am privileged as president of this country because wherever I go, you find that our people at every level are committed to developing the country, he said. What else would you want as a leader? I feel very proud. I can sleep comfortably with the type of country I lead. The president said the commitment demonstrated by citizens across different sectors gave him confidence in Zimbabwe's future development. Domabuditsiro akati na uyi muri Zimbabwe tsingazive kuti munoiona sei, tudzei zvamunofunga mu comment section.
It is the basic structure doctrine developed in India in the 1960s. That's the doctrine that is being broken here. So the doctrine itself creates the power of the Constitution. Yeah. What is the power of the Constitution? It is the the voice of the people, establishing institutions and basic structure of any country. Yeah. If we're going to, I'm going to try and explain it in what is that called? In ghetto talk. Yeah. In company talk. So it goes like this. If the word of God is the word of the people, this is where you get the concept. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Yeah. So what's that? How constitutions are established? Go like this. Human beings gather with individual rights, natural rights. As they gather with natural rights, each and everyone has the power to judge upon their own established territory. Take it from, let's say, Darwin theory. We all were created. You can mix the Bible in there. We all were created. As we are created, we all are individual people living in a space of land as individual people. As we gather and start to concentrate from one, they say Uncle Jade is there by himself, Titus is there, Zet is there, and everyone else is there. As Uncle Jade meets Auntie Jenny, Auntie Jenny comes with her natural rights, Uncle Jade comes with his natural rights. They gather together, they form a union. That becomes what you call a family. They have their set rules, their territory that they protect. They judge upon invaders, and Uncle Jade turns around and puts punishment on whoever comes into their to his territory. Same as Titus, same as everyone else. As the nucleus grows, it moves from an individual to a family to a clan to a tribe to a, you understand what I'm saying? It grows, yeah, all the way, they say, to a very large group of people. This is before a nation is formed. As we do that, we still have the natural rights. We judge upon ourselves. But that creates confusion, because Uncle Jade will have his own rules that we have to abide by. Titus will have his own, that we have his own, with his group of people, and everyone will have their own. So we end up with so many different rules. So what we did as human beings is then we came together and we took our individual natural rights and we released them to the collective right. Yeah, the power. And we said now that we are going to establish this thing that is called the Constitution. This is why it's supreme than any other law, whereby each person contributes or releases their own individual rights into the pot. So puts their own individual rights into the pot. That is called the Constitution before it's called the Constitution. As we do that, we start to establish institutions. Before, Uncle Jade would sit and become police to his little territory, a judiciary to his little territory, and all these other things. And collectively, we start to establish these things. This is why the voice of the people becomes the voice of God. we start to establish institutions. As we are establishing institutions, what we say with our mouth is materialized. Yeah, like God speaks, let it be light, and light is there. With us, we say, let us have government. And as government, we require 3 arms of government: executive, judiciary, legislature. And that is established. And as individual people, we start to feed into those entities. This is why the Constitution turns around and says, the previous one before this amendment is put in, that the power of the president is derived from the people. The power of the judiciary is derived from the people. What are they establishing? They are acknowledging the birth of an entity that is God. Yeah? That is the people. So that means everything comes underneath, is born from this thing that they've contributed their own individual natural rights to create this thing that now they are going to turn around and abide by. This is why a single policeman with the authority of the police service can stop a bus full of 100 people, because the 100 people have agreed that rather than being police themselves, they have acknowledged to establish this entity, and then this entity now can come in wearing the uniform, an individual person, and stop a bus and tell the people in the bus to come off, and the people in the bus can come off, acknowledging the authority that they gave this thing that Titus now wears a uniform and is able to give authority. And then it creates order. Now, Section 328 establishes basic structure by doing what? By pointing out that the Constitution itself can be amended. This is what the people have said. Can be amended by the Parliament and the House of Senate in combination with the President. So you can amend the Constitution of Zimbabwe through that process. We have said that as people. And then we have turned around and said something very special that we have to acknowledge. I think that's where we miss every single time to understand. We have 3 sections of the Constitution that are very unique, whereby they could not be amended in that process alone, whereby the cabinet will put a bill on, the parliament would put the 90 days consultation, the parliament would therefore debate the bill, the parliament would therefore vote on the bill, and if the bill passes, the president assigns it, and that's it. Yeah, that's one part of the Constitution, and that one part of the Constitution is over 98% of the whole Constitution. There are 3 parts of the Constitution where that process does not exist. That is found in Section 328. Section 328 tells you and every Zimbabwean on how to amend the Constitution of Zimbabwe according to the Zimbabwean people. The 3 parts, so I've described the first part where you can amend over 90-something% of the Constitution through the basic part. And then there's a second part that is harder. Yeah, we make it harder for who? We have to understand that for who? For the parliament and the president to amend the constitution. Yeah. So the first part, the only heartbeat becomes when you're comparing the amendment of an act to the amendment of the constitution. The constitution then requires 2/3 amendment. That's the hard part on level 1 that I talked about. That is basic. Level 2 becomes a little bit harder because level 2 deals now with chapter 4, that is our rights of the Zimbabwean people, and land. What do we say to that according to our constitution? We said that this one you can amend using the basic method. That means bill, consultation, parliamentary debates, 2/3 majority. And we added another lock. We have to understand the locks so we can understand the importance. Same as you would do when you are safeguarding important things in your house. You can put things in the drawer. Some other important things, you put them in a safe. The basic constitutional amendment of the 90-something% is in the drawer. And then there's a safe. That means now we have to put something in and lock it more than anything else. That is section 4 or chapter 4 and